Okay, let's wait for 2 minutes for people to join and then we can get started. Before we get started, Romeo, would you like to do a brief self-introduction?
Sure. Yeah, it's my first time attending this meeting.
Mhm.
I'm currently at Crusoe. Crusoe is a cloud GPU provider. We're also working on a managed inference offering. So I'm interested and excited to know more about what vLLM production stack is working on, as well as we go through this journey of using it ourselves, like to obviously come back, report bugs, and maybe even contribute
Mhm.
back to the open source.
Nice, nice. Welcome, Romeo. Yeah, so feel free to try like our code. Actually, Kobe did a refactoring of our documentation website, and yeah, feel
Nice.
free to try it out and let us know. You can find me on Slack channel or like on their Slack channel. Yeah. So yeah,
Okay.
feel free to let us know if you have any issues. Okay, I guess we can get started. So, uh, we can go through the discussion items and you guys can also bring up things you wanna discuss with the community or share updates with the community. Yes. So, over the past last 2 weeks, we actually got a lot of exciting updates from the community. And first of all, Kobe did a very good job refactoring our documentation website. So basically, right now, like it has like several ways to get started. A quick start, and it also has like listed like all the deployment methods that production stack currently supports, which includes a Helm chart deployment, CRD, and gateway inference extension. And these three are they can all like people can choose based on their own needs. Yeah, so and here there are next are several use cases Dragon Stack supports, including advanced routing, disaggregate preview, and and etc. Yeah. So and it also includes like developer guide. Yeah, feel free to check it out and raise issues if you find there's anything wrong. Okay, and next, we currently Production Stack currently also supports service discovery by service names. So before it only supports like routing based on the IPs, but this PR also like allows like people to the router to route requests based on the service names. However, one thing like that it needs to be make sure for this PR is like this PR currently assumes like one pod for one service name. So yeah, users may need to do careful like definition when they use this feature. Okay, and so the next one is we recently have a new contributor, Zhou Fang. he's not here today, but he will try to join next time. So he did a lot of performance optimizations for our router, including making the prefix aware routing like the improve the concurrency for that. And basically as like he tries to reduce time to that the logs are held. And he also did another PR to improve the performance of the round robin router. Yeah, you guys can also check it out. And so this PR, I think I merged this PR this morning. Yeah. So and I'll review will review this PR and merge it. So and another thing, like for the latest release is that current like before the vLLM version for Proton Stack is always like vLLM v0. However, since like v0 is gonna deprecate it soon, so we are moving the vLLM version in Proton Stack like to v0 v1 by default. And yeah, so these are some exciting updates, highlights from the last 2 weeks. And definitely there are other bug fixes or small features. So yeah, from the community. So yeah. Um, yeah, so that's basically updates from our side. Any questions, comments, or updates you want to share? Okay. If not, oh,
If
hey,
Romal and
hey,
Kobe don't
Lucas.
have anything, hey, I can jump in.
Sure.
I've been working on this like router queuing mechanism.
Mm,
And the thing is, the router is set up. First of all, it's a bit strange because we create like an instance of a router, and then we check like in the registry for created instances which one we created. And that's what we assign as like the router type, which is a bit strange because like I could see a case where maybe somehow like there's multiple router instances set up, and then you're
mhm,
going to check like what router instance you care about, and you just look at the registry and you find the first available, thing that was created, the first instance that was created. It just seems like in kind of an awkward mechanism. So maybe that's something worth considering. Also, just in terms of the like a router queue. Um,
mhm,
so so again, the logic is a bit confusing because you have this route request method, and this is in like the abstract base class of a routing interface, but this is called in like a separate file. It's not called natively by a fast API instance, right? It's called in like a router.py file. And so like basically if I were to create a queue, the idea would be basically to have some sort of daemon that continuously checks the QPS of each of the endpoints. And also
mm,
in doing so, it's kind of confusing because when you send in a request, like to, I don't know, to any endpoint with a JSON or whatever, um, there's a requested model, and then there's aliases for that potential
yeah.
model, like the service discovery, and then you have to get the requested model, then the endpoints specific to that model.
Mhm,
So what my idea was is I would have some sort of queue of requests. I'd look at the
mhm,
highest the most like that request with the highest priority, and then I would say, okay, well, what's that request model? Then I would check the endpoints specific to that highest request and see, okay, which of those endpoints are available, and then somehow call the router's own route request method. The question is how often should I be checking the endpoints, and should it be running continuously as some sort of async IO event loop?
so wait, are you working on the priority routing or the queuing support?
Queuing. So it's queuing, but if you're gonna queue, there's gonna be some sort of priority based queue, right? Like some metric, unless you just by time.
Okay. And can you like, did you want to share the screen, like,
Yeah,
to
yeah, I can
point
share
out
my
the
screen.
code?
Let me
Okay.
do that.
Yeah.
So, okay. Yeah, sorry, it's like very abstract what I'm talking about. Okay, can you see my screen?
Yeah.
Yeah, so this is like a very rough outline, but the idea would be that there would be some sort of like this would be probably turned into a cache, some Redis cache or like an actual like database.
Mm-hmm.
But then you would have to have when you check when you continuously check the endpoint QPS, which and this will be in some sort of event loop running concurrently. You have to get the requested model, which is going to be specific to the highest request in the queue, which will be in a
Yeah.
heap. And
Yeah.
then after that, I'll get this list of endpoints. Then,
Mm-hmm.
along with those endpoints, I need to get router statistics, right? I need to get all the like in QPS based routing,
Yeah.
you have these request stats.
Mm-hmm.
So I was going to ask because don't we have another daemon that continuously gets request stats, but it's outside of the scope of the router. It's part of the state, right? Like it's this app.state.stat request stats monitor.
Mm-hmm.
Is there some way I can use this in my creation of a queue to get the stats of all of the endpoints?
Yeah. So, uh, like, similar to what we have in the routing logic.py file, like,
Mhm.
can you just use like request that in your like router queue?
Well, the confusing thing is that so we'll have a queue with a bunch of requests, right?
Uh-huh.
But then we need to keep checking the endpoints to see when the QPS, the queries per second, goes below a certain threshold. Then we're comfortable sending that request, right?
Uh-huh.
So the question is, where am I getting that information? Where am I getting the endpoints and request stats from in my daemon?
Um, Wait, sorry, I don't quite get like why
Sorry.
is it different from like the routing logic? Like where it like
Oh,
so similar
yeah, what's
why don't you just like have a subclass for this like routing interface and do this router queue there?
right? Because if I have a subclass for the routing interface, right, and it has a
Uh-huh.
router queue, how do you
Yeah.
know when we can send the requests?
I don't know because when
Like if
choose
we have a
routing
queue,
interface.
then we take when you call route request, there has to be some times where I just queue the request, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But then how do we know when I actually send the request?
Oh, I think I actually I think I need to look at the code again, but oh, we can take this offline. But
Sure, sure, sure.
I think I know where to put that queue in. Yeah,
Okay,
but
yeah, we can worry
I'll
about
need
that
to.
offline. Okay,
Yeah,
thank you. Yeah, it's a bit it gets complicated quickly.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, sounds good. Any other questions? Okay. If not, we can end here. And thanks everyone
Juan,
for. Yeah. Hey,
sorry,
Kosella.
I always barging at the last minute.
Oh,
I
no
just
problem.
want to share an issue I added. So I don't
Okay.
have the file with me, but I can
Okay.
share it in the Slack in the what we call it in the chat of our Zoom call.
Okay.
And that's related to the dashboard of Grafana in your
Mm-hmm.
stack.
Mm,
Uh, so originally you have people who need to run a script in order to add the dashboard or add the service monitor or the whole stack of monitoring, right? So the
mm-hmm.
observability stack is installed separately from
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
part of the production stack.
Mm-hmm.
And in my question, I opened, let me share it here, uh, an issue where eventually I would really like if at some point you would be sort of integrating to existing observability stacks that often people, have already installed in their cluster, right? So like imagine if they have a cluster that has all the necessary add-ons, the day-to-day functionalities required for their
Mm,
cluster. But hey, so they deploy a production stack in that cluster. Maybe they added a GPU node group, and
mm,
they want to add the dashboard to their existing Prometheus stack, right?
mm,
Instead of, having to run a script in order to add the prompt stack separately. When you do that on a sort of a greenfield type of cluster, it's fine, right? It's part of the deal. But when you want to integrate the kind of workload, vLLM workload on an existing cluster, it may not be ideal because then you'd have a conflict. So for now, what I did,
mm,
one of my tests on EKS, so I created a stack that I might eventually sort of send as a PR
mhm,
under the tutorial folder.
mhm,
So what I did is I didn't run that script. I actually added sort of in my Terraform code resources that would just add a service monitor
mm,
for the routers and eventually the engines,
mhm,
uh, and also add the dashboard to the Prometheus stack or to Grafana as a config map
mm.
with the required labels, right? So like this is my way to get that integrated without running any script, like within like my own stack. But I wonder if like in the future, like if there's a way uh, from any contributor to add a support for existing Prometheus and Grafana stack, where like you would define that in a Helm chart.
Yeah, yeah,
Yes, it's there in the issue, right? So like this is just a like a pseudocode where you'd have the external Prometheus stack section in the helper. So it's just a thought.
yeah, yeah. This is something we should consider. Like, yeah, right now it's a separate thing, and it may cause this kind of issue. Yeah. Yeah, we can put this like help wanted, and let's see if anyone in the community wants to help with. Uh, yeah,
Nice.
yeah.
Thanks.
Thanks, Kosea, for bringing in this up.
No worries. No worries. And if we want to send a PR, that's like just a we'll send it and then people usually respond uh without problem.
The
We want to add
the
some yeah, I'm just talking about another sort of contribution from my side, not
mhm,
on related to this issue, but more
mhm.
uh, under your tutorials. Because for now you have the deployment tutorials in Terraform for
Yeah,
editor and GCP.
yeah.
I have tested for a week and a half integration with EKS through their Blueprint enterprise grade, best practice deployment modules. So, I mean, it's just regular PR then, I guess. No worries.
Yeah. That would be nice. So just want to make sure you'll open a PR with EKS tutorial, right? Like in practice.
Yes. So I create a
Okay.
folder with EKS.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not just uh, compared. I'm not going to compare it with the like the present ones. Like what I did is mostly fully integrated with the enterprise fashion or way of deploying clusters in EKS through their very specific enterprise related modules. So it
Yeah.
has like a lot of flags. You can even do CPU. It's like you can define vLLM inference hardware. If you put a flag to CPU, then you'd have that like a production stack deployed on a like a CPU based node group, and you'd have that on CPU. If you use the flag GPU, then like a new node group with like a mid-level or entry-level GPU node group will be spin for you, and then you'd have like a model deployed and stuff like that, and including Grafana dashboard without running anything outside of that deployment. So that's what I plan to add.
That's awesome. Awesome. Yeah, this is super helpful.
Cool, cool.
Cool,
I'll
cool,
try
cool.
to clean it up. And the good thing in there is that that's like the models are local, so you won't have any breaking changes. Like usually in Terraform, when you call a module that is stored in the registry, if there's a new version, you may have something breaking because you're always using the last version. But in order to provide a steady experience, I repatriate all the models, so everything is local. It's like when you clone the repo, you won't have to call anything from outside of that repo. So
Sounds good.
cool.
Sounds good. Cool, cool, cool. Nice. Looking forward to the PR.
All right, it's on me.
Okay. Okay, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Thanks. Okay. Yeah, I guess we can end here, and yeah, thanks everyone for joining. And so we actually made this like this community meeting bi-weekly. So no community meeting next week, and we'll see you guys the week after next week. Okay. Thanks everyone.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.